different issue. So don't throw that into this mix.
It was not.
But
It was
what
not
we're
an
talking
entirely
about,
different
the
issue.
Democrat leader and his colleagues have the same leverage on November the 21st. This is a short-term CR. This is what we do all the time around here, as witnessed by the chart that you're just using there. 24 pages long, funds of government till November the 21st, at which time you have the same leverage then that you have right now, and we have until the end of the year to fix the ACA credit issue. And we're happy, as I said yesterday and have said on multiple occasions, to sit down with you to do that.
Thank you. Now, reclaiming my time.
Nice.
They did not agree to the bills that the leader is talking about because they said explicitly, Democrat and Republican, there are two issues they can't resolve.
All right, you're looking at live pictures actually moments ago on the floor of the United States Senate, where you see the minority leader there, Chuck Schumer, in a mano-a-mano discussion with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, over the impending government shutdown. The Democrats want to extend tax credits for the Affordable Care Act and prevent cuts from Medicaid that are going into this House-passed bill. And of course, the Senate, at least the Republicans, are, well, we should say both sides, are entrenched in their positions. They have until midnight to pass a new government funding bill, but as we've been indicating all morning long, they seem to be deadlocked on those negotiations, and they're each blaming the other side for failing to concede. So I want to bring in CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, can we hear from you as to what the administration has said in terms of this inevitable government shutdown? I know the president of the United States is essentially saying that if it happens, it's the Democrats' fault. Of course, the Democrats are saying it's the Republicans' fault. There is some polling out there that suggests that by a tiny margin, the Republicans may be the ones that face the most criticism over this. But again, there's other polls out there that suggest the inverse. So what are you hearing?
Yeah, Vlad, in terms of the polling and who kind of gets blamed for this by voters, we'll see kind of what the impacts and how long this potential shutdown could be. But the White House is certainly not optimistic that they can avoid a shutdown. In fact, they're already preparing for it. The administration has already sent kind of memos on guidance to federal employees about what it would look like if they're furloughed, and have continued the blame game on Democrats. You saw last night President Trump post a video on Truth Social of House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, with Jeffries in a mustache and sombrero, so some AI use there. Jeffries has already said that the video is, quote, disgusting, and said, quote, bigotry will get you nowhere. And then from this morning, President Trump told reporters before his speech in Quantico that, quote, a lot of federal workers might be fired if the government shuts down. That's referencing the instruction from the White House to federal agencies that if there is a shutdown, that they should not only look into furloughs of government employees where they stay home from work without pay, but mass layoffs. Mandatory and national security related programs will not be impacted by that, but they're certainly taking this opportunity to potentially cut down the government in a dramatic fashion should a shutdown happen.
All right, Aaron Navarro reporting from Washington for us. Aaron, thank you very much, my friend. I want to bring in Kristen Brengel. She is the Senior Vice President of Government Affairs at the National Parks Conservation Association. Ma'am, thanks for waiting while we wrapped up the president's speech there to those senior commanders. I know you've been on the docket for a while now. So let me just ask you, if the government does shut down, how would that impact national parks?
Essentially, national parks would not have any staff to run them. It would be essential staff only. And last time around during the shutdown, we saw a lot of vandalism, damage to parks, poaching of wildlife. And so we're really concerned about the effects of the shutdown on our national parks.
And during the 2018-2019 shutdown, the Trump administration did keep national parks accessible to the public without staff. Could that happen again? And what does that look like? And how difficult does it make it for the staff when inevitably the shutdown is over to come back to their jobs when people have been sort of going through those parks without any guidance from them?
Yeah, the main reason that we have our national parks is because we love these resources. We love these places that we go to visit, whether it's, the Arches in Arches National Park or waterfalls in Yosemite. And so people want these places well protected. What we saw last time was off-road vehicle damage throughout parks, vandalism, graffiti. Some buildings were broken into last time around. And so when you don't have enough staff to manage these national park units and you're still making them accessible to the public, damage can happen. And one of the most horrific things that happened last time around was someone chopped down part of a Joshua tree for firewood. And so when you don't have rangers, when you don't have the proper staff in our national parks, we see this damage that happens and there's no one to stop it. So we're worried about going into this shutdown, what could happen and how they're going to either allow or not allow the public into parks. But we really want to send a message to folks that we're all in this together and we want to protect these resources. And, and this is a tough time of year. This is October. It's actually a beautiful time of year to go to our national parks. So we know a lot of folks want to go there, about 1 million a day visit our national parks in October. And it contributes about $80 million to the economy per day. So we know people want to get into these places. We do too, but in a government shutdown, there's so few staff and so many possibilities for damage or people getting hurt that it just doesn't make sense to keep them open. We would prefer that they just close during a shutdown.
All right, really good advice. Kristen Brengel, thank you very much, and thank you for what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.